Welcome to the Microsoft 365 Compliance Center presentation presented by Jonathan Lightfoot. First and foremost, the compliance landscape is continually evolving, and if you are a global organization, or even one that is operating in one or two countries, the number of regulations you are subject to are constantly changing. In fact, a recent study indicated that there are over 200 plus updates per day from 750 regulatory bodies worldwide. Adding to this chaos, electronic data continues to grow at an exponential rate and is increasing in complexity. Whereas before you were primarily dealing with documents and email, you are now dealing with IMs, text messages, video files, images, and audio files. IoT will only add to this explosion and complexity. Understanding what data you have, what is sensitive, what is business critical, what needs to be kept, and for how long, what can be deleted, and when, is of the utmost importance to maintaining compliance. Data is also your greatest risk. Data is no longer just an IT asset. It's a core strategic asset, and some types of data are more valuable than others. Confidential business information, which encompasses company financials, along with customer and employee data, is a highly strategic asset and equally a high-value target. Protecting this data is important. Finally, the cost of compliance continues to increase year over year, not only in terms of the processes, people, and technologies you need to be compliant, but also the cost of non-compliance. The question we get asked all the time is, how do you keep up? There are several strategies that can help you address this. First, leverage the shared responsibility model, where your cloud service provider can help relieve some of the operational, security, and compliance burden by taking on some of the responsibilities which you would be 100% responsible for on-premise. We will talk about this more in detail later. Second, adopt a comprehensive information governance strategy that will allow you to protect your most sensitive and business-critical data no matter where it lives or travels. We have more detail on this in later session. Finally, to help reduce the cost of compliance, using an integrated set of tools that span end-to-end scenarios that allow you to take control of your data. Find what's relevant when requested, and do so in a way that is audible is key. In the past few years, we have been heavily investing in security and compliance areas to help organizations safeguard their digital estate and achieve compliance. According to a recent customer research, we heard that while security and compliance are both top-of-mind areas in data protection, most organizations have different teams working in these two spaces. To empower your security and compliance professionals to work more efficiently in dedicated platforms, we are excited to announce the availability of Microsoft 365 Security Center, located at security.microsoft.com, and the Microsoft 365 Compliance Center, which is located at compliance.microsoft.com. The new specialized workspaces enable your security and compliance teams to have a centralized management across your Microsoft 365 services, bringing together Office 365, Windows 10, and Enterprise Mobility plus Security, or EMS, with several Azure capabilities. In both specialized centers, you can easily find actionable insights, alerts, and scores to help you understand your security and compliance risk and leverage artificial intelligence to strengthen your security and compliance posture. The new Microsoft 365 Compliance Center is a specialized workspace for your compliance, privacy, and risk management professionals. In the new center, you can access your compliance risks through Compliance Manager, protect and govern your data with sensitivity and retention labels, respond to regulatory requests like data subject requests, and access to more other compliance and privacy solutions. The new experience helps you reduce compliance risks and protects your digital estate more easily and effectively with 4 new insights. Microsoft 365 Compliance Center provides you with visibility into your compliance posture against key regulations and standards like the GDPR, ISO 27001, NIST 800-53, and more on the homepage. You can then perform risk assessments and follow step-by-step guidance to enhance your compliance and privacy controls. Additionally, to help you label data more accurately, the new Microsoft 365 Label Analytics preview can enable you to analyze and validate how sensitivity and retention labels are being used beyond your Office 365 workloads. We also brought in the Microsoft Cloud App Security, or MCAS, insights into Microsoft 365 Compliance Center to help you identify compliance risks across applications, discover shadow IT, and monitor client behaviors. Another new experience we added to the new center is the Alert Insights across Microsoft 365 workloads, which helps you discover and monitor high-risk activities in your tenant, such as suspicious sharing activities, so you can take appropriate actions to remediate risks timely. Let's have a Microsoft 365 Compliance Center demonstration. The Microsoft 365 Compliance Center is a specialized workspace for compliance, privacy, legal, and risk professionals. It provides centralized management across Office 365, Windows 10, and EMS. Contoso's compliance officer, Megan Bowen, can find it in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center or by visiting compliance.microsoft.com. The new Microsoft 365 Compliance Center helps Megan manage compliance risks, protect and govern sensitive information, and respond to data discovery requests. From the Compliance Center homepage, Megan gets actionable insights into Contoso's three main compliance scenarios: assess, protect, and respond. Here, she can see her company's compliance score, cloud application compliance, and get insights into who is sharing the most data and files. As Megan scrolls through her compliance homepage, she can see even more cards in the Protect section. The Protect section contains Contoso's cards that provide Megan with information about labels, third-party apps use, data loss prevention matches, and even high-risk apps as shown under the Shadow IT card. Finally, at the bottom of the homepage, here in the Response section, Megan can see Act Upon. One of Megan's goals today is to look at her company's compliance score. With an evolving compliance landscape, Megan needs to be able to evaluate her company's current compliance stature against data protection regulations and standards like GDPR, ISO, NIST, and more. She can access the Compliance Manager from the card to manage the security, compliance, and privacy controls that help her meet her compliance goals. Here in the Assessments group of the Compliance Manager, Megan can perform risk assessments and assess her company's compliance posture against data protection regulation. In each assessment, we connect compliance requirements with the applicable technology solutions, so Megan can follow step-by-step guidance that helps her implement and test controls. Additionally, Megan can also leverage the built-in collaboration tool to work with compliance stakeholders in her organization to assign, track, and record compliance activities. When Megan implements and successfully tests a control in the Compliance Manager, Microsoft Compliance Score will increase and will be reflected in the Microsoft 365 Compliance Center. Back in the Assess section of the homepage, Megan can see how her organization is doing at a glance. Protecting access to Contoso's data and services is critical to defending it against cyber attacks and data loss. In the Protect section, Megan is provided with high-level information about labels, data loss prevention, third-party app use, shared files, and shadow IT apps. Here, Megan can see the usage of retention labels in Office 365. she can see more details about the labels by the Retention Label page. Clicking on the Labels Insight card brings Megan to the Retention Labels page. From here, Megan can create, publish, or auto-apply a created label. Here, Megan can check on her PII retention policy. From here, Megan can take further actions, such as editing her label or publishing it. Megan's label is already published, and she doesn't need to make any changes. She just wants to see what data is applied to this label. To do that, she clicks the Explore Items button at the top of the context menu. Here in the Activity view, Megan gets quick insights about the number of labels that have been applied to Contoso's data and documents. To take a more detailed look, Megan clicks the Items with this label tab. From this view, Megan can view all documents that have been tagged with her PII retention policy in Exchange Online, SharePoint, and OneDrive for Business. If Megan wants, she can click on a URL to a document to view it. With the new Native View feature, Megan can view her labeled documents directly in line from this page. Megan wants to find out some more information about her labels being used across Contoso's environment. Megan is going to start by looking at her label analytics. With label analytics, Megan can see which labels are used the most and where they are being applied across her company. Megan can view the total number of retention labels and sensitivity labels applied to Contoso's content. Label analytics also gives Megan insight into top labels and the count of how many times it was applied, locations where the labels were applied, plus a count of how many files and folders have had their retention label changed or removed. Next, Megan wants to explore her compliance alerts, which help her discover and monitor high-risk activities within her organization. Megan can use activity alerts to send email notifications to herself or other administrators at Contoso when other employees perform specific actions in Office 365. She can see the alerts by severity, status, category, number of alerted entities, the alert source, and last activity. Megan clicks on a high-severity alert about impossible travel activity. Megan gets more detailed view of the alert. As Megan can see, it appears Paul just performed impossible travel activity. His account was active in both Japanese and United States IP address ranges within 573 minutes of each other. Additionally, Megan can see activity in India and Singapore IP address ranges. With this information, Megan can act on this high-risk activity. For example, she could temporarily suspend this user's ability to log into Contoso's corporate network. Finally, Megan wants to see more reports about the compliance-related activities in her Microsoft 365 tenant. From within the Monitoring and Reports section, Megan can find more detailed information about data loss prevention, label usage and insights, and retention label changes. From within the Monitoring and Reports section, Megan can find more detailed information about data loss prevention, label usage and insights, and retention label changes. Scrolling down, Megan sees more information about third-party apps being used and accessing Contoso's company data of Contoso's Cloud App Compliance. With the new Microsoft 365 Compliance Center, Megan has access to manage her company's sensitivity and retention labels and policies, data loss prevention, data governance, e-discovery, data subject requests, case management, and cloud app security. Additionally, Megan can gain actionable insights and leverage intelligent automation to reduce Contoso's compliance risks and safeguard sensitive information.